Good morning, all of you. We people are going to discuss the topic teaching aids today. So, as a teacher, we should be aware of how and when to use the teaching aid. So, it's our duty to know the purpose of using it. So, we'll discuss all those things in this video. Let me start the class with a few quotes. That is, we remember 20% of what we hear, we remember 30% of what we see, and we remember 50% of what we see and hear. And at last, we remember the maximum 90% of what we say and do. So this quote tries to explain you about whatever we see or hear, it will stay in our memory for a very short time. If we see and hear, it will also stay. Only 50% of the content will be in your mind. But if we say and do, surely it will be in your mind for a long time, and 90% of the content will be in your mind. So this is the fact. Actually, it has been scientifically proven also. So it will be better for the teacher to use some of the teaching aid in your classroom in order to make the teaching learning process an effective one. So let's discuss the teaching aids. What is it? What is the purpose of using it inside the classroom? The teaching aids are the tools that teachers can use them in the classroom, such as flashcards, maps, cassette, and blackboard. We have so many teaching aids to be used, and it will help the teachers to help the learners to improve their reading as well as their skill. And we can say it also like it is the assistant of a teacher, because it only helps the teachers to complete the working, that is complete the teaching process on time as well as in the easiest way. So it will help the teachers to illustrate the concept or content or whatever it is. If the teacher wants to convey an idea or fact to the students in a proper way, we can say like that, if it will be a easiest way. Okay, so through the teaching aid we can teach or we can convey the concept to the students easily. So, and now this teaching aid can be classified into three different categories. And the first one is audio, then visual, and the third one is audio visual aids. So we have three different categories, that is audio aids, visual aids, audio visual aids. So audio aids, it's nothing but it can be heard only. Visual, we can see that only. And audio visual, we can make use of both the senses, that is we can hear as well as we can see that. Okay, and we have some other classification also. The audio visual aids can be classified in two different ways. One is projected and the non-projected aids. So what is the difference between these two things? uh, um, in using the teaching aid, how can we classify to whom we can use the projected and to whom we can use the non-projected? Okay, so being a teacher, you must be aware of all these things. Let me explain that also. A teaching aid can be used to the students which should be apt to their maturity level. Okay, so for the lower class people, a set of aids should be used, and for the higher class students, another set of teaching aids should be used. Okay, so here I have told you that we have two different classifications. One is projected and the non-projected aids. So projected aids can be used only to the higher class students, and the non-projected aids, it should be used only to the lower class students. So based on the cognitive level of the students, this usage of aids will be classified. Okay, so based on their cognitive level, the aids, that is projected or non-projected aids, it will be decided by the teacher. So what are all the non-projected and what are all the projected aids? Let's see that also. The non-projected, it can be classified, it can be further classified in 5 different ways. The first one is graphics, the second one display boards, then 3D aids, audio aids, and then activity aids. So these 5 will come under the non-projected. Under these 5 headings we have different subtitles. That is, graphics means it's nothing but like picture, charts, maps, graphs, then puppets, flashcards, and posters. All these things will come under the graphic. Then display boards. You might have heard this particular word, that is blackboard, bulletin board. Bulletin board, it's nothing but the news board, notice board, like that. We can see that in the campus, right? Bulletin board. Then flannel board. This is a big size board which is used to display the chart and all, that is flannel board. And then magnetic board, then specimens. So these are the display boards. Coming to the 3D aids, we have globes, models, objects, and a field trip. In the previous class, I told you that field trip is one of the teaching aids, right? So you can see that. Then audio aids. You can make use of the radio, tape recorder inside your classroom, and you can use the language laboratory also as an aid. Okay. Then activity based aids also we are having, that is demonstration. You can give some demonstration, you can make the students to involve in drama, then you can allow them to do some experiments, and a programmed instruction also can be given to them. So all these will come under the non-projected aids. So as I told you, the non-projected aids is suitable only for the lower class students, because based on their cognitive level it has been classified. Coming to the projected, we have two different things. One is silent and the other one is sound. In silent, we can say the slides, film strips, and OHP. So these are the aids can be used as a projected one for the higher class. And for sound, you can give some motion films and all. And the next thing. So this is a good map. Actually, you can easily come to a conclusion with the help of this thing. So can you see this? I have given a cone here. One is active learning and then the one is passive learning. You can see whatever we have seen in that first slide, you can see here also, because in that top 10% of what they read and 20%, that is, this is the cone which shows you the how the students are able to remember, and how long they can remember, and what are the content they can remember. So all these things can be listed in such a way for your better understanding. So you can see here, whatever you read, you can remember, you can keep in your mind only for few time, and among those we can keep only 10% only in your mind, and then 20%, whatever you are hearing, you can keep in your mind only for 20%, and then whatever you can see, among those you can keep in your mind only 30%, and 50% of the content you can see and hear. 70, if you are saying and writing, you can keep that content in your mind, and 90% of the content will be in your mind only if you do it. So active learning will be effective. That is what we people are trying to say always. So if you're seeing or hearing or whatever it is, it will very few of the content will be in your mind. Only if you do, it will stay in your mind for a long time, and it will help you for better understanding also. Okay, so this is what the cone is explaining, and now we people are going to discuss the need and importance. So what is the need? What is the need for the teacher to use the teaching aid inside the classroom? How it will be useful? So that is what we are going to see now. Okay, so the first one is clarity. If you are using a teaching aid, a clarity of the content will be received by the students, and their complete attention and interest will be inside the classroom. They will be involved in that concept, and these teaching aid will act as the best motivator for them, and use of maximum senses, because if you are showing something, they can see. If you are saying something, they can hear. But if you are using some of the material, they can see, they can observe, they can also do, and they can hear, they can touch. So maximum level of senses they can use. Okay, and if you are using the teaching aid to explain the concept, it will save your time as well as your energy also. And fixing, and in these teaching aids can be also used to recall the knowledge. Okay, and it will encourage some activities. It will help the students to develop their scientific attitude also. So this is what you have to do. And the next one is principle of using. While using the teaching aid, you have to adopt some principles. The first one is preparation. So the preparation is very important in using that TLM. Okay, and the proper presentation. Preparation is not only important while presenting it, that is while handling the teaching aid, the teacher should be very careful. That is the second principle, and you have to protect it. You have to preserve those teaching TLM safely, and follow up then evaluation. So all these things should be followed strictly. We have totally 6 principles there, and now I have listed some of the TLM for you. The first one is chart. You can see here how the chart is being displayed here. It seems to be very colorful, very attractive, and it seems to be very informative because we can give so many information in a single chart. Okay, so this is a colorful chart I have given. So the chart is the oldest form of TLM, because from our traditional classes we are being used this particular teaching aid in the teaching learning process, and it will help because it is in a big size, right? So we can hang it in the wall also, and it will be useful to visualize the content. Okay, if you want to display some important points or some authors or some pictures, you can display it in the chart. Okay, and in that chart also we have so many different types, that is picture chart, time chart, table chart, graphic and flow, tree chart, like that. You are having so many different types. And now the flashcards. So flashcards, it is also one of the TLM. You can make use of it for your students, especially to make your class more attractive. See, you can see here one of the girl is using a flashcard, which helps her to display, to expose the content, to expose the proper idea to the students. Okay, so flashcard is will make your class an effective one. And this flashcards, usually it will be used at the end of the sessions, because it will be having that the teachers can display the flashcards both in front and back, right? So usually what will they do is they will be using this flashcard at the end of the session to recall the concept. Okay, so questions at the one side and answers at the other side. So you can make use of this flashcard also. Okay, and now the next one is flip charts. Also we are having flip charts. Let me show you some examples here. Flip charts and flip cards are here. So these are the examples. It will be like a tabletop. We will be having a tabletop. I hope you have seen that tabletop calendar and all, no? So like that you can make use of flip charts and flip cards also, in order to make your concept more interesting. Okay, and the next one is a flannel board. So this is the board which helps to display the chart. Okay, with the help of this flannel board, the teacher can display various number of pictures or important points, whatever it is. So this is the flannel board. Okay, and next to the flannel board, let me show you some other pictures related to the models now. So models, it's nothing but the imitation of a particular object. If you are showing an apple picture, you can show a model. If you are showing a if you want to teach about some earth or world, you can show a model. If you want to teach some shapes in the mathematics, you can show some model. See here, the girl is handling a model of a heart, and here some shapes have been displayed for you. So the models will be the replicas, or that is the copies. Okay, if you want to explain one thing, you can use that. So it will be very effective. Okay, and the next one is globe. Yeah, as I told you, you can make use of the globes also inside your campus, that is inside your history classroom. And the charts, pie chart, bar graph, all those things you can make use of in during your mathematics class, that is especially graphs and all. It will be used to compare two things. Okay, and then cartoons also. Yeah, this will be very interesting. You might have seen these types of cartoons in newspapers and magazines. So we can make use of these cartoons inside our classroom also. Okay, and puppets. Yeah, you might have seen the puppets also. What is it actually? It's like a puppet show. It's like in different shapes we can make use of these puppets. That is in the shape of a tiger, in the shape of a lion, in the shape of a monkey, with the help of a mask. We can use this puppets inside our classroom. It will be apt only to the lower class students. You have to keep in your mind that also. So then slides, and now we people are using mobiles. Yeah. So all these things are the teaching aids. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.